And the podcast with Lily Lopez is here. And with me is Felipe Basulto, one of my best and dearest friends for 26 years. For 26 years, and
just leave it as for years.
For years, and you drove all the way over here, and that means the world to me because I know you are so busy. Traveling off Florida, but you take your time here to be with me and tell me about TD Bank, about your life, your career, the success story. I remember back when we met, you went up the ranks as it had to be, because someone like you has to be what you are today, president of TD Bank, market president. And just tell me about you, your challenges, how it is that you were able to go step at a time. I know why it was. I know, because you're extremely brilliant, you're smart, you're disciplined, you're organized. And so I know you for so many years. I know how you are. You're like family to me. And just seeing your career and you being to make it all the way up, and everybody loves you. That's something important too. You're strict with your team, but they love you. No, I see that all the time. Strict, disciplined, and I say, how does he do it? And then they love him. Wow. Because usually when you're very strict with your team, with your staff, people, but they all love you. So you have this special combination. So I'm gonna let you speak, because if not, I'll take over.
No, that's very sweet, Lily, and thank you for that. It's been an incredible journey, my career, and it started many years ago. And the beauty is that my journey has taught me a lot of things along the way. And I think that's one of the most important things when someone is starting out their career is, you want to focus on an end goal, you want to develop, you want to grow. My biggest words of advice to anybody from what I learned around my journey is invest the time in what you're doing while always looking ahead as well and seeing what other things you want to do, learn, And I will say that the journey wasn't all just simple and easy growth. On the contrary, I think some of the greatest moments I've had where I was challenged the most. So either early on in my career, when I first started, I remember being asked to take on a huge project in this very, very small bank that doesn't exist anymore in Miami. And the objective was I basically had to buy back a mortgage portfolio from an investment group. That was handled by the bank, but while I knew what a mortgage was, I didn't know the details of how mortgages worked. And bringing those mortgages back in-house and not having a training department or Google or ChatGPT or anybody, I literally got on the floor, opened up mortgage files, and read the mortgage documents from beginning to end and learned.
And you learned.
But it taught me, the biggest thing wasn't just learning how the mortgages work, it's learning to be resourceful.
Right.
That was a key learning from there. And that same type of journey applies along the way in all I've done.
For everything. Yeah. Exactly. The discipline.
The discipline came with time because...
Yeah, but you were disciplined to do all of that. You had to do it.
And there was discipline there, but discipline in general, I think, was something that evolved over time as responsibilities grew, being overwhelmed with having multiple competing priorities.
I remember those days. When I would call you, Lily, I can't, no puedo hablar. I can't talk now. No. I'm overwhelmed, I remember.
There was times because you had so many things doing, because the more I wanted to do, because I learned more along the way. Then you start balancing, how do you prioritize? How do you organize? How do you make sure that everything does get complete? What type of people, resources do you have around you in order to be able to succeed? So all those things came to play. And again, the journey has taught me many things. And I always talk to people now because the future is evolving and changing.
Right, it is.
So it no longer always becomes, I tell them, don't worry about the function of that job that you think you may want. Focus on your skill sets and broadening your skill sets so when the opportunities come your way, you have varying skill sets that will elevate you to be the candidate or give you the ability to be set up for the success to take on a role like that. So that's really...
That's how, Felipe, AI is everywhere. If you don't check, sometimes people don't check it and they just write exactly what it says, and it's wrong. But my question to you is, how is that integrated into banking? Is it used, and there must be some parameters, some limits? How does that fall into banking?
I think, first of all, a lot of it's under construction.
Okay.
To be clear.
Right, of course, I imagine.
I think all banks are in different parts of their evolution of utilization of AI.
It's like, wow.
I can tell you that you can look at something as like credit underwriting, where you're analyzing financial statements, where it's numbers, and you have the documents feeding in, whether it be your profit and loss statements, your balance sheets, your taxes, whatever it could be, and AI can take and process information. But there was something that you said that was critical early on, and that learning has definitely been identified early on, which is you need to review, you need to check. Because to your point, AI will and potentially does create mistakes or it doesn't follow exactly what you had intended.
Unintended, exactly. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it creates problem. People think, oh, it's going to replace human beings. I don't know if it's going to replace people. I mean, eventually some things, I don't know, but I don't think it can, because that doesn't work without the human person asking it to do something, and by the time you have to fix it and do what you have to do, then it needs a person.
Well,
So in reality,
generative AI,
exactly.
which is, first of all, learning from itself, learning from you, you have to teach your style as well, because I remember the first time because I can generate a full-out email in AI at work.
Oh, really?
I can prompt what I wanted to say, and it'll give me the draft. It does prompt me to check.
Okay.
And then if I keep it and send it, it's good
Right.
to go. It's
Okay.
Microsoft Copilot.
Copilot,
And,
right.
and it's very good,
Yes, it
and it
is.
creates massive efficiency.
Of course it does,
Because it allows you to put certain thoughts into play. But the first time I remember I got one, I get a call, and it said, so what did you think about my AI email? And I said, it was extremely thorough but highly impersonal. So there are realities to it that the human touch might be missing. There's not familiarity with what the relationship is. And sometimes you just want something to be black and white. But I think we're in a phase where AI is going to be integrated heavily into what we do.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I called I needed a service for my house for something. I called, and the receptionist answered and advised me that she was an AI receptionist.
Okay.
And it was, I love this story because she asked me, what's your name? I said, Felipe. She's like, oh, Felipe, very nice to meet you. Well, Felipe, how can I help you today? And I said, I need to schedule an appointment. Well, Felipe, that will be my pleasure. I said, by the way, about the 11th time
Don't say
that she
Felipe.
said Felipe,
Don't-
I
no,
get
Felipe,
that you're
I
not
get-
human and you want to humanize this, but it was excessive. And I think it just goes with the territory. And funny enough, without going into a lot of details, the AI respondent
Right.
did suffer with some nuances about me scheduling this appointment because I needed to be text and I had a window that had to be done in order to,
Right, it needs
to
the-
be communicated
right.
with. And she was struggling. It
Needs a
took her
human
time,
component.
right, where she wasn't able to process something that was probably out of what she knows or it knows to be the norm for them. But AI is coming, Lily,
It
and
is,
I
it
think
is, it
there's
is.
things that are going to come from even things as simple as advice and guidance for our clients. That's one of our biggest things that we need to do. As a bank, our responsibility is I need to help you. Fredo, plan for your future.
Yeah.
Lilita, how's
Yeah.
she going to help and start
Exactly.
her new journey in her life? It's about
Right.
to have a big life-changing moment
Yes,
when she gets
yes,
married.
yes.
So there, and it varies. It's
It
not the
varies.
same advice and guidance to her that it is to you.
Yes.
And you have your technological
Different,
challenges.
disability and technology,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to.
I
I'm
know,
trying.
you're
Felipe.
working hard
I'm
on it.
working
You have
hard.
been.
I have been.
You have been, but the beauty of that is that you have people to help you with that. And I think,
Exactly.
I think the best part, TD, we relaunched our brand to be more human.
I saw that. I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So, and we have.
I didn't understand what.
We have a robot in the commercial. The commercials are actually adorable.
Oh, okay.
But the
What do
key
they want to say
message-
with more human? So that you know that you're going to talk to someone, or you're going to.
You're going to be, banking's going to become more digital. Banking's going to have
And
AI.
I don't like that. I don't like. I like
Well,
the personal
And
touch.
that's
what you mean.
The
right?
connection is on the
More
personal
human.
relationship.
Okay, I got
But
you.
we have a huge amount of customers that are just digital only, that don't necessarily interact with us directly. They might not have a need.
Some people don't like it that much. They may
And
not have
there's
any.
that.
And
But
but
I would-
eventually, you need a human
There's
touch.
a moment in time that it
You need to speak
comes,
to
or you
someone.
look, or you seek it out, or luckily we get the opportunity to interact with you too, to say, hey, how
Yeah, of
can we
course,
help?
of
What can we
course.
do for you? So those are the key things that that you blend all these great digital AI, efficiencies in with the human
Especially with
relationship.
people who don't know how to write. There's a lot of people, not everybody's a writer or a communicator.
No, it's-
So with AI, it helps the people that don't really like the communication or like to write nice letters. Or,
Right.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh,
There's some
absolutely.
people that don't like to write or are not good in grammar or anything. So they da-da-da-da, and then suddenly you say, wow, this person is writing very well. So it helps,
No,
right? It helps.
It
It
does,
helps.
and it can be very efficient. I mean, Lily, I can get a deck from work which has 15 pages,
Right.
and I would love to spend a good 45 minutes reading every one of the
Uh-huh.
slides and going through it. However, if I were to ask my AI capabilities to review, analyze, and give me a summary, and then from that summary, I can obviously detect what I need to look at a little bit differently. It all depends on the impact the information that's being brought to me. If it's something of prioritization or key, I will invest the time and make sure I
And the
understand
person
it.
who knows, like you know, you're an expert.
Well-
So you're able to see whatever it says, you're able to grasp from here and put the personal input.
Yeah.
Right? But not everybody can do that.
No,
So it's
no.
important to be
But
very
again,
cautious.
it all depends on what you need it for.
So tell me a regular day for Felipe Basulto. You wake up early,
Yes.
5:30 in the morning. Lilium is sleeping.
Yes, she
You know
is.
me, I need my sleep.
I don't.
I could work late
before
hours.
9, I understand.
No, I wake up at 7:45, 7:30, 7:45. 2 hours after you.
Yeah.
But then that's a regular day. You wake up, okay, what is a day for Felipe Basulto?
It's never the same day.
Oh, never the same
No,
day. Oh, okay.
No, it's not.
So it's,
I-
and then
my-
plus you travel.
Yes, and mostly within South Florida. I'm in my car a lot, so or getting up early helps avoid some traffic. The typical day really centers around, my store network, our branch network, our financial centers, and really going out and spending time with our colleagues and our clients, because I get the chance to interact with
That's
folks.
nice.
Meeting with different, community groups. I mean, yesterday I had a meeting later in the evening. It was with one of our mayors in our municipality, just to spend some time together, going over different programming that we have, showing what TD does in our community. So community is very important to me, spending time with you today and an incredible
I'm
South Florida
honored.
Hispanic
Thank
Chamber
you,
of Commerce.
thank you.
No,
Past
I'm
chairman,
honored.
one of the best. Twice, I know, this is a long story. It's a long story, it's a long story. Very long, but it worked out.
It did, and it was
Two times.
It was an incredible
Not one
journey.
time,
And
yes.
during the pandemic.
You had to come back. One
And-
time, no, two times. Two
And
times.
I think that the beauty, though, for me, really has to do with the day varying and changing, really keeps you very engaged. But it also requires that I'm hyper organized, and I very much schedule my calendar.
You're very good at that, Felipe.
So, but it makes a difference.
I'm hyper disorganized. How
It's
about
okay,
that? But I
you're-
function.
You're flying by the seat of your pants
Functionality.
and having your moment, and
I'm doing it.
your strengths lie in being able to just connect with people at the moment, in the moment, whether it's prepared or not prepared. Regardless, that's something that is what a typical day is for you, which you don't have a typical day either.
No.
Right. You're meeting members, you're meeting other community
Right.
groups, you're preparing for an event.
Right.
It could be multiple different things. In the end, for me, it really centers around my prioritization, deals specifically around my clients and my colleagues in the community when it comes to work. Because the beauty is I have a beautiful family, and
Yes, you
that
do.
to me is probably the biggest priority. of
Yes,
all.
you do. And I know your family, I know the majority of them, and
Yes.
they're great. No wonder the son is so special. Felipe, so, okay, my next question. How do you see the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? You've seen it since we met to now, so you have really seen, and you've always been involved and so supportive. You've seen step by step.
Yeah.
And now the last event that you
Oh,
were there,
Yes.
I don't waste a moment when I know that Felipe is going to be attending. Do you want to moderate with me, and do you want to be the MC with me? Because Felipe takes charge.
Yeah.
And then I could protect my voice. Remember, I have a problem that I talk so much that sometimes my voice gets
Well,
my
you have a
vocal
word-
cords.
You have a word quota.
Oh, there you go, word quota. I forgot about that word quota. No wonder. So I go to the doctor and they do all these tests on me. They say, well, the thing is, do you talk a lot? I said, yes. Well, your vocal cords are affected. What I have to do? Not speak or do exercises too with the voice. But when I know that you're coming to an event, Felipe, could you MC with me?
Right.
And then everybody just goes crazy.
Yeah.
They
Well,
love
no,
you.
I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
we used to like the old times.
I do. I
too.
enjoy it for a multitude of reasons. Number one, I enjoy it because we get a chance to do it together and celebrate, especially the last one,
Yes.
which was an awards event where you get to recognize so many different figures in the community. And I obviously read every one of these things
Exactly.
because Lily does shift me to do that. I read quickly and I can project
Yes.
my voice and with clarity.
Exactly. Like if
But I
you're
also
a
enjoy
radio
it.
personality.
Yeah. But I enjoy, like
Yes.
different nuances about the different honorees.
And the lieutenant governor, he had a nice story.
Oh, yeah, I know. He has
Wow.
a great story.
Yes,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
he's-
it's just
he-
impressive. But I think the beauty of doing these things with the Hispanic Chamber is that you've seen when, you had a Hispanic Leadership Awards and there was 5 or 6 recipients. Now it's like, I don't even know if we have enough categories.
No, now it's all, now we've cut down. Remember, it used to be even more. We started less, went up, and now we're doing the normal like 17.
Right,
Right,
because it
because
got
we had
to
to
a
do
point-
24, and it's too much. You
No,
can't do that.
It
No.
got to a point, and I'm like, Lily, I remember.
'Cause you got so many nominations, so many
I know you want
nominations.
to recognize so many people, but
So many
there's
people.
always next year.
That's always next year, exactly, because they're worth it. But
It's like
but
the
I agree with
Oscars.
you.
There's only one.
There's only.
In each category. But no, the Hispanic Chamber has grown tremendously. It's great to see the evolution of how, number one, your outreach and you've engaged, leveraging social media, investing in the time for podcasts, looking to see how you can continuously convene people. As a matter of fact, on the way here, I just got an invite for an event that you're hosting for something else. So all that networking is key.
Yes.
It's great to see how you've evolved a lot in the lobbying efforts. So the connections to
The advocating, right,
right.
of course.
Our local elected officials, state, and even
And
federal.
NDC, yes,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
that-
important.
That's very important, very impactful.
I remember you always told me.
Yes,
I
it
follow
is.
the lead.
Yes.
I follow the success.
And at the end of the day, I think one of the things that's important about the advocacy piece is always stay connected, always stay, with not necessarily opining on every single political issue.
Exactly, just
It
being
becomes,
there
there
and
are things that
listening.
you represent because of the Hispanic Chamber, that's why you want to put your foot forward and leverage those relationships.
That's it, absolutely.
Because it's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it is.
I don't know, it's great to see how the membership has grown.
And our foundation.
Our foundation, but our foundation has always had a lot of special components to it.
Yes, it has. It
And,
has.
and while I can't
Yes.
say, I don't think it's grown to the point where you sit there and go, oh, wow, this is great. But the
it's
impact-
consistent. The impact and consistent.
I mean, first of all, the scholarships, which was primarily the driver
Right.
that we used to give to students, that was amazing.
The education and
The
enrichment.
education and enrichment programs that we've done where we've flown
For 10 years.
all over,
All over,
from
yes.
Boeing in
To
Seattle
Microsoft.
to Facebook in Menlo Park or Palo Alto, California, to Coca-Cola in Atlanta, to DC. to meet with
DC,
like,
New York, Philly, yes.
I had never seen the bell ring at the stock exchange until we went with them, and
And you took TD took us.
hosted
Oh,
us
that
there,
was
which
that
was.
was.
I had
They
never
hosted
been
it.
there
It was
before,
beautiful.
so it was great to do that.
That
with
must
the
have been like in
kids.
2017, 2016.
I think
That was
so.
amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It was like, whoa, to be
So,
there.
so the foundation continues to be there. I think we keep talking about programs to.
We're doing remember we're doing now with Career Source.
No, the
So
career
we're-
source is great because workforce development
That's
and
what we're
looking
doing.
for opportunities.
Once
but
a month. I know I like more the personal interaction, but
Yeah.
we're doing the virtual with Career Source and schools and giving them the all the information that they need,
Yeah.
how to dress for an interview, what to say,
It's
all of
important.
that. So that's important. But I still like you say, I like the personal touch, but it's becoming harder
Yeah.
and harder because the schools are more. Yeah, not vigilant. What's the word? That they're more cautious, like allowing the students to travel.
No,
and
I
they need
get
more
that.
chaperones. So it got to the point that sometimes you need you have more chaperones basically than students, right?
Yes.
Because and that's the thing, and so it was hard. But we did that for 10 years.
No, it was amazing.
And now we're going to do something with
want-
the Adrian Arch.
Yes, we're
with the
going
Arch
to do
seats.
something with the arts
Yeah,
center.
with
So touching
nice
on the arts,
donation,
touching
right.
on education, and obviously workforce development. One of the things we've been trying to figure out is how to really target the youth again. 'Cause
Yes.
that's been a big piece
Yes.
for Hispanic leadership development, if you will. So there's a lot more.
We're going to
for it
do that.
come
I
as
think
well.
we're going to
Yes.
do that. Yes. One
A
of
lot
these
more to
days,
come.
you get a full day, and we're gonna
Yes.
full day for Lily. Felipe, I think
Yes.
we're almost in the end of this podcast. Did I leave anything out?
No,
because
well-
I know. Of course, I always leave things out.
Yeah, well,
I
of
didn't-
course, because you love talking, but they're
Talking.
wonderful questions. There's actually a phenomenal
Well,
question.
I know
in
there's a
there.
question here. Okay, yes.
There's a
you
couple of
remember
things.
it. Go ahead.
I did. I read them.
He read them.
And so
And
what
remembers.
one of the things that you wanted to position on a question was about the evolution of digital.
Yes,
banking.
digital banking. Yes.
And I think that that's really important because there's so many great capabilities. You can Zelle money or however you want to do it, PayPal, Venmo. There's lots of different sources. The way money moves nowadays, the way that you can manage your accounts, see everything lifetime.
Zelle and all of that is secure because some people say, "Oh,
Yes.
okay, good. I'm glad you're
It's
saying
secure,
it."
and if you ever have Zelled, have you ever Zelled?
No, Lilita
No,
has.
Lilita.
I don't have that application. I should learn.
If you
that.
have the application, it's in your bank.
I have it.
Guarantee,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
It's you have to activate. It's not the
Activate,
whole thing.
activation,
And if she's done
activation.
it, she's probably done it.
Okay,
for
okay.
you.
I need to learn. Someone told me be careful, and I listened to maybe someone who doesn't know.
No,
Instead of listening to people
no, they're
who
not
know,
wrong. They're
be
not
careful.
wrong. You have to be careful, but more than likely, whatever bank you have, there's usually safeguards now in place. So something as simple as, oh, I want to Zelle something, if I add you as a Zelle recipient, it's going to ask
I
me a
think
couple times.
I think I have
It's going
Zelle.
to make sure that, you really want to send to Lily? Is this the correct information for Lily? Because you can either do it by phone or cell or email, depends on how you receive Zelle.
Yeah.
So what happens is, that digital evolution is fantastic, but when something's that quick and efficient, which
Right,
is amazing,
right.
you bring risks to the table.
Okay,
So they're not
that's where it
wrong.
stems from. Okay,
It's just
okay,
that
got
you
you.
need to make sure.
I
mean,
got
something,
you.
wire transfers have been around for a long time. But
Yes, they
something
have.
as simple as coming to one of our locations to do a wire, our colleagues will probably ask you a couple questions. Are you sure you want to wire to this person? And we even have a disclosure that says, are you sure it's not fraud?
Okay.
Because there's so many things. So
There's a
that's
lot.
what I wanted to bring on the backside.
Okay.
All this digital evolution, fantastic. It's where we've gotten.
Of course.
But it also has opened itself up to massive amounts of fraud. You have to watch. Something is a QR code for parking. Be very
really?
careful.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, they put things on top of it, takes you to a link, you
And
put
that-
in information, they get your info.
Oh, so you have
Credit
to be
card
careful.
numbers, whatever it could be.
Oh.
You go in and
Oh.
you get, phishing
That's a good
attempts.
topic. Oh, we're going to be doing some, we're going to do a digital conference with Joviana, with digital forensics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
Definitely.
coming up. It's going to be nice.
No,
Yeah.
and she's great.
She's
Woman,
great.
Well, she was an honoree at the leadership.
Yes, because she's
woman-owned,
She's very, very
Hispanic,
smart.
woman-owned.
Very smart, and she has experience, a lot of
In
experience in
cybersecurity?
cybersecurity. I had more questions here. Which other question
No,
do you
the
think?
digital. The question on digital.
Because it always happens to me, right?
Was very.
I'm supposed to
important.
go here and I go left, go
Yeah.
right, go left. So now I had the question, I started talking, having a conversation, didn't read my questions.
No, and our discussions around the branding and how, and there's a lot of framework in your questions that run through them around, how TD connects to the community. And one of the things that's really important for us is that, we really focus on the communities we serve. It's critical, from investments from our foundation to sponsorship to sweat equity to go out planting trees. I mean, we
You do
like
it.
to
You do a lot.
invest back
I know
into
you
our
do.
communities.
I know you do.
It's very
Yeah.
important.
You guys have a great team.
Yes.
Felipe, thank you so
Lily.
much. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here.
Thank
Oh my
you.
gosh. Ooh, and I'm doing this because of Felipe Basulto. He inspired me. Yeah. The podcast with Lily Lopez. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you for tuning in.
Take care.